Hey, today I'm going to be showing you a double Greataxe build. If you were not aware, in the recent patch 1.09, they have buffed axes, specifically Greataxes. Now you might be wondering, what did they buff? Well, they increased the speed, range, and recovery time for some of these attacks. Speaking of Greataxes, let's talk about how you can find the Executioner's Greataxe. If you head over here towards lake facing cliff, then head towards the southwest, you might notice that there's going to be some graves on the right side. Do not head that way. Instead, we are going to take the left side here, jump up, and then jump towards the right. Continue along this right side here, and we're going to eventually end up right here next to some skeletons that are on the tree there. What I would suggest that you do, so you're only farming the one, is just sit right here and then wait for the skeleton to pop out like so. He will then rush you. You can then back up and attack the skeleton 1v1 instead of facing 3 different skeletons there. Just a little tip. And what's going to happen here is once you have defeated the skeleton, there is a chance that it will drop the Executioner's Greataxe. Now, the chances are probably better if you have your arcane up because that helps with discovery, so that might benefit you a little bit there. But if it does not pop up, what I suggest is that you pause the game and fast travel back towards the lake facing cliffs. Once you've done that, you can then rinse and repeat this. So now let's head back towards the lake facing cliff and rinse and repeat this. Eventually the boss will drop it like so, and you can then pick it up. You might end up picking up another item within this, which would be the human bone shard. If so, there you go, you got something you can craft with. Moving on towards armor. If we head over here towards the top portion of the map, we can locate the Sage's Cave. We can then enter inside, and you will notice there is a lost grace that you can claim, and of course you definitely will want to do that. We will also want a light of some sort, so if you have a torch or your lantern, I recommend using that. Continuing on towards the east here, we want to take the right side path. Then you will see an enemy. We can dodge him by running past them and then hit the illusionary wall. There will be some loot on the other side, so go ahead and open up the chest if you'd like. For video purposes, I'm going to run past this so I can show you guys where you need to go. When you enter in this next room here, there will be 2 skeletons, I believe, maybe even 3. And what we are going to do is run past both of them. And let's go ahead and continue towards the northeast here. There will be some loot here that you can pick up on the right side. I'm going to continue forward into this open room here. We are going to take a left so that we are facing the west. Do not go towards the right. Continue towards the west, hit the illusionary wall once more, and there will be some loot here. The left chest is going to give you the item that we want, which is going to be the raptor's black feathers. And the right side is going to be a helmet, and this is going to be the skeletal mask. We can now talk about Ashes of War, which can be found right over here at Fort Gale North. Once you are at this exact lost grace, you will then take a right turn so that you're facing southeast. Continuing around this corner, you eventually will head towards the southwest. Go past these enemies. There is going to be a fella up there that's going to shoot a rain of arrows at you, so try to dodge that for the most part if you can. Go around these enemies. You can jump over this barricade here, and then we will continue towards the south. There will be some stair steps. We want to take this up and then go towards the right. We are going to go inside this castle, and the only way, again, is if we hop towards the right here, jump on top of the root, go towards the left. You will notice that there's going to be a ladder. We are going to take that ladder all the way up. One thing to note, if you are rushing this just like I am, you might end up taking an arrow to the knee. Okay, jokes aside, let's go up, and then we are going to locate a beast in the middle. And by the way, I know that's an old Skyrim joke. I just thought I would throw it in there. There's arrows, why not? Anyways, we got this beast in the middle. Take him out, and then you will receive the Lion's Claw. This is an amazing Ashes of War that does phenomenal jobs on axes and a bunch of other weapons that you can utilize this with. We are going to then continue on towards, and now that we have that done, let's talk about Talismans. If we head towards Stormveld Castle, head towards the northeast. This location should be familiar because this is where you need to go at the start of the game. We are going to hop on top of this broken structure here and then go around the side. Continue along the side, and eventually you will see a ladder. We are going to take this up. One thing to know about this location, or this exact spot, is that there's a lot of enemies here that are going to try to knock you down, whether that be with their sword, fire attacks, arrows, you name it. And what I suggest is just make your way up there as quick as possible, or just take them out beforehand so you're not struggling so bad, right? Continuing up, you will notice that there's going to be the talisman that's located on the right side. Pick that up, and this is going to be the Claw Talisman. The second talisman can be found over here at Altus Plateau. Once you are here, go towards the Erdtree Gazing Hill Lost Grace. We are going to travel towards a ruin that's going to contain a talisman, yet the only way to get to the actual talisman is if we defeat the boss. So with that information to the side, let's talk about how you can get there. If you go towards the Lux Ruins, which can be found right here, we can then jump up continuously until we're on the top portion here. What you should see in the distance is Lux Ruins. We can then go inside and then go downwards, and you should locate the stair steps. You will need to be decently leveled up. I wouldn't say this boss is insanely difficult, you know what I mean? I think a lot of you are going to be able to go through this or go past this boss with a breeze. Honestly, it's not that bad. Entering in, you'll see the boss straight ahead, defeat the boss, and then open up the next door. This will then contain a chest that you can then loot, and we are going to be able to pick up a great talisman. What is this? This is going to be the Ritual Sword Talisman. The third talisman can be found over here at Lindell Catacombs. I had actually made a video or a build that showed this whole entire process on how you can go through this, and I will leave a link down below in the description so you can then figure out how to get through this whole entire thing without struggling. For video purposes, I did not want to include it in this guide because I feel like it would be too long for you guys, and I just want to keep it decently short here. This boss will drop a talisman called Lord of Blood's Exaltation. The fourth talisman can be found over here at Stormhill, specifically at the Saints Bridge. If we head towards the west here, take a left and then go up. You should hear Alexander talking about how he's stuck, and if you defeat him right there and then, you will receive the Warrior Jar Shard. Now, here's the thing. If you go through his whole entire quest, you will be rewarded with a better version of this talisman. This is called Shard of Alexander. It greatly improves your damage for skills, and I highly recommend it. And last but not least, we are going to talk about the fifth talisman. Yeah, you might be wondering, why is there a fifth talisman? I will get into that a little bit later on. If we head over here towards Stillwater Cave, I've talked about this spot previously, and I do recommend this talisman, although you can acquire a better version of this if you do something like Millicent's Quest and all that good stuff. There's 2 other versions out there, I believe, or 3 to be exact. Now, what we are going to do is continue along the side here. You should see a bunch of these enemies. They can poison you if they raise that bar up high enough. So what we're going to do is continue towards the east, and you should eventually end up in a larger room. Within this large room, you will see a boss, and once you defeat that boss, you will be rewarded with a talisman. This talisman is called the Winged Sword Insignia. And last but not least, we are going to pick up Commander's Standard, which can be found right here at this Lost Grace in its death center in the middle. There will be a boss here with a few spirits on the side. Once you take out the spirits, you can use this cheese right here. And what is it? If you head over towards the right side, hop on top of the root, and use a bow, or maybe even Loretta's bow, or Loretta's master bow, or whatever it's called, you can definitely use that as well, and the boss will not be able to attack you, and overall, just an easy boss to defeat. Now that we have that, if you head over towards Limgrave, specifically Fort Height, there's going to be something we are going to add on top of this. We are going to purchase a cookbook. What this cookbook is going to allow us to craft is going to be the Exalted Flesh. We can purchase this cookbook from the vendor that is straight ahead next to the Erdtree here. Interact with them, and you will notice there's going to be 2 cookbooks, or specifically 2 recipes that you can purchase here. There's going to be the Armor's cookbook, and then there's going to be the Warrior's cookbook. We'll purchase the armor, and we can exit out and craft a bunch of those Exalted Flesh. So now that we have all these items, how is it going to go? We are going to equip 2 Executioner's Blood Greataxes, and we are going to equip the Lion's Claw. This is the Ashes of War that we picked up in the middle of the castle after we defeated the beast. And the last 2 are going to be Commander's Standard and Uchikatana with Seppuku. Now that we have that, we can head towards the Talismans. We are going to use Lord of Blood. This way we can activate that with Seppuku. Next, we want the Winged Sword Insignia. to help with damage. And then of course the Claw Talisman, because when we jump, we are going to cause more damage there. And of course we have the Shard of Alexander to increase our skill. We can use the White Mask and of course the Raptor. If you copy down these exact stats, you can do exactly what I did in game coming up. Check out the clips, and I hope that you guys have a great day out there. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe and turn on the notifications for all. Other than that, I hope you guys are having a classy day out there, and I'll see you all in the next video.